I received a story today from a girl who is 12 years old and is in a relationship with her cousin. The relationship has reached a point that I don't want to spoil the story for you. The problem isn't here. The problem is that the girl is 12 years old and the guy she is with is 20 years old, which means he is 8 years older than her. Stay with us and let's hear her story. But before we start listening to the story, let's give a like to this video and don't forget to share it on your pages and send it to your friends on WhatsApp and Messenger. It's important to like it. Now, let's get into the story that I received today from a girl who is 12 years old from Baghdad. She says she has a cousin from Basra. One day, he came to our house. Of course, her cousin is 20 years old, which is 8 years older than her since she is 12. She says he is a football player and came to play in a club in Baghdad and decided to stay with us for 2 months. So, he would continue his training at the club and come back to us. She says everything was normal. When he first came, he went to the club to play, came back, and said he would stay with us for 2 months. A week passed since he arrived, and every day he would come to us and go out with his friends. But after a week, one night he came back late, around 2 a.m. I was sitting reading because I had school. I heard the door knock at 2 a.m., so I went to sit at the door to open it. But before I got to the door, I saw my phone ringing, meaning someone was trying to call me. I came to check my phone to see who it was. It turned out to be my cousin who was calling my dad. He was the one who knocked on the door, so I answered since my dad was sleeping. I said, "Hello?" He said, "I'm at the door. If someone could open it for me." So, my cousin came at 2:30 a.m. and called my dad's phone, asking her to open the door for him. She said, "No problem. I'm coming." She describes herself but doesn't mention her name. She says, "I went to open the door. My dad was sleeping, and my two younger brothers were sleeping, and my mom was sleeping. Everyone was sleeping, and I was the only one awake." She says, "I opened the door for my cousin, and the first thing he asked me was, 'Who's awake?' I said, 'Everyone is sleeping.' He asked, 'Are you sure everyone is sleeping?' I said, 'I swear, everyone is sleeping.' Anyway, I asked him if I should prepare a place for him to sleep. He said, 'Excuse me, I'll just sleep here.' I said, 'Take your time. If you want, the spare bedding is in the living room, and the living room is empty.' She said, 'My family is sleeping in the living room, and the living room is empty. If you need anything, just shout for it. There's no problem.'